Let's get this show on the road. We haven't got on. Oh, whatever. It doesn't matter. I'm just slightly slower than usual. Okay.
Secure the bombs. 10 seconds. 5 seconds left. Bomb location secure.
Step 1. You pop open this wall. Up here. And you also... So for Lesion, what you're going to want to do is play over here. Gives you long sight lines out to where they're going to spawn, decent recoil control, it's no longer a problem. If they decide to push into that door, you can full auto SMG that. Keep in mind that you're going to want to start off reinforcing this wall as well. So that way, if like you're shooting here and you get pressured, or if you think someone's coming up and you hear when your mines get activated, you just reinforce and it's no longer your problem. And you just run away. Right. Another thing is, since I'm not actually playing the character I wanted to, that area is going to be another impact like rotate hole. Like right about this would be the epicenter of it. This would be so you can look out the window and you can see that. Another thing, you'd be able to look down this way and shoot without being exposed. You'd go here. You'd want to reinforce this so that way you can go from looking at this angle over to running here without being exposed that much. And you just stay in safe. Legion's also going to want to reinforce this. Just because you can. And Legion's going to be anchoring on points like this. The next character that we're probably going to want here is a Thunderbird. Thunderbird's going to be playing around here, watching these two angles. So you're going to want to set up when your cone is around here. You're going to want to set up another one around here. And then your final one, you should try and set up over here. And the reason for here is because, well, we'll get to that in a minute. Now you're gonna have a mute. The mute's gonna come here, gonna place this. And what mute's gonna do, he's gonna place his jammers, one there. He's gonna place another one around here somewhere, like maybe like right there through the door. He's gonna place another one like here, and then final one here. And the reason why he's gonna play like that is he's gonna severely limit what can be thrown through here. Like for example, if I were to just tear this down.
You have been spotted by hostiles. Fall back.
Like, you're out here, somebody tries throwing a drone in, like, imagine that's a drone. Then it's just automatically deactivated because of your jammer that you put near here. Also, if they're running a lion, it helps prevent detection. After doing all of that as mute, you can either choose between sitting here and holding this angle or this angle, or you can just go on full roam and do whatever. But now next up you're gonna have probably a castle. Castle's gonna reinforce this. He's gonna place one of his, like, he's gonna run either proximity or his bullet camera, really. But you want to try and make sure that you have some sort of indication that someone's coming in through here. In which case, like, yeah, you could ask your Lesion to throw in some needles here. But you're gonna need to reinforce this room and try to keep control of this room. And that's your job as castle. So you're gonna want to put up one of your castle barricades in here. You're gonna want to come here and put up a castle barricade here. You're gonna go around, put one up there, and another one there. If you feel like changing some of these barricade placements around, for example, if you want to give them this double window, since we're already nullifying their LOS of it, you could move that over here and cover your Legion's flank when he's holding here. Another thing is you could theoretically put it up here, but that just seems kind of redundant to me since you're already holding this room. And you can hold it from here, you can hold it from here, and they'll just have no idea where you're holding it. You can even, like, lie down on the floor, do something like that. It's really up to you. So Castle's holding in this general area until he's forced out. You're gonna have a mute there, a Lesion there. Your Thunderbird's gonna be here, and maybe rotating over if they ever need to. And then you're gonna have a roamer of some sort. I'd strongly recommend a, how do I say this? Like, the kind of roamer that you would want is either something like an Ella, which can throw up like this outline here, and then like a Grizz there or something. And basically the reason is for that.
Your location has been compromised.
The reason for that is to try and help your team know like where the enemy is coming from and if they can take that engagement or not, while also being like a pretty good standalone carry. And then there's also the ideology that, hey, what if you want to play something like a Jaeger as your roamer, where you can place it down 180S here, you can place down an 80S like here, things like that. Just people who can throw behind their utility and then don't need to be there for the rest of the match. And actually thrive better when they're not. But yeah, that's how you're gonna play that. Okay. Here's how
Secure
we're
the
gonna
area.
set
Keep
this
the
up.
bombs protected. 10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds left. Bomb location secure.
Thank you for telling us that the bomb location is secure. Here's what we're gonna do here. When we're holding on these two different objectives, first off is Thunderbird. Thunderbird's gonna reinforce this. Reinforce this. And then you're gonna want to impact wall. Then you're gonna want to reinforce this. Reinforce this. And then you're gonna want to set up a Kona station here, a Kona station right about here, and your final Kona station should go somewhere like here or something. Or if you want to, like, your second one should either be here or be down there. It depends on how you want to disperse them. I'd recommend it being here because you're going to use your second impact nade over there. And this is going to be used for one of your teammates to like set up and hold here. And so having a Kona station near them where they can easily access it without it being shot out, that'd be a pretty good advantage for them. So you could place like a Kona here. But next up we're gonna have Mute. And what Mute's gonna do, Mute's gonna come through here. I'm gonna help reinforce for your Thunderbird. You're gonna place Mute Jammer there, Mute Jammer there, Mute Jammer there. And then you're gonna come over here, you're gonna reinforce these two walls. And this is gonna be your last Mute Jammer. And then as Mute, once you're done with all of that, you're gonna run on back, you're gonna move up here, and you're gonna hold in this part of the tower, in this corner. And that basically just gives you like this entire area to keep to yourself. And it keeps you alive, really. Another thing that you could do, which is probably more reasonable now that I think about it, your Mute goes and sets up those two walls. And then another one of your teammates, probably the one who's gonna be sitting here, is gonna help reinforce these two walls. And that person's probably gonna end up being something like a Cap Can, an Ella, a Lesion, something like that. That kind of person's gonna be sitting in here, comes through, they kill him. And so they're gonna reinforce this instead, so your Mute has more time to do Mute things. And that's basically how you're gonna do that. There's not much else to it. Your trap operator of some sort is just gonna try and trap up the doors, try and help your team if they can. If they have a shotgun or more impact grenades, they're gonna open up this wall to try and just help your team have more LOS of each of the objectives. And another thing that's going to happen for your final operator, they're going to be like a hard roamer. So while your trap operator is soft holding and your healer is holding in showers, and your Mute's up there, you're going to have another person who's holding out in this room, whoever that may be. And then you're gonna have a hard roamer who's gonna just be dedicated to going around, and their primary job is going to be reinforcing. So, for example, just for sake of time,
You have been spotted by
they
hostiles.
won't
Fall
actually
back.
jump outside, but I just did it for time's sake. You won't reinforce this because this is above meeting. You'll want to come over here and reinforce this hatch in the dorm. And that's how you're going to set that up. You're going to have your mute over in those big stairs, Thunderbird in here, a trap operator in here, and you're going to have a final person holding in the room. And that's basically how you're going to play this. You want to try and keep this objective as open as you can. So that way, if one person falls, you don't immediately lose the entire room. Because that's a key problem that you're going to face on this objective. Alright.
Secure the area. Keep the
Here's how
bombs
we're gonna play
protected.
this.
10 seconds. 5 seconds to insertion. Keep an eye out for Op 4 attempting to defuse your bombs.
You're gonna have a similar idea of having a person sit through here and just hold down this. But you're also gonna have this opened up as well. Let me make a little bit more headroom. Your Thunderbird's probably gonna be taking care of that because you will have a Thunderbird. Your Thunderbird Kona stations should be set up in places where they're hard to reach from like an attacker's LOS. So if you want to hide one there or here, that's up to you. Or even over in this corner. You can always jump over it. But that's what your Thunderbird's gonna do. Your Thunderbird's gonna come through here and reinforce this. And this. Your Thunderbird will open this up with one or no, not your Thunderbird. Your Ella will open this up for your Thunderbird. And your Thunderbird's gonna be holding in this room. You can watch this doorway, you can watch the back doorway, but your Thunderbird's gonna be holding in here. So while she's here, you might as well reinforce this third wall. Then Mute comes along. And what Mute's gonna do, Mute's gonna come in here. He's gonna reinforce this wall. Place a Mute jammer. Reinforce this wall. Mute jammer. Mute jammer. Mute jammer. That's how he's gonna play that. And after that, your Mute's gonna go around. He's gonna come through here. He'll actually be using the other staircase, so this will take slightly longer. So try and do everything you can to make your Mute go as fast as possible. And then he's gonna reinforce this as well. And both of these hatches this time. Then your mute can probably shallow hold in any location that they really want. You could have somebody set up to hold in there, somebody to hold in here. You already have a person in here. And that's how you're gonna hold this out. You could also have a person set up in this corner. Some sort of flanker or roamer that they set up here at the end of the round. It's really up to you. So instead of your mute reinforcing that wall and this wall, I'm just gonna hand that job off to probably the Kapkan who's gonna be sitting in that corner. The Kapkan's gonna work here, he's gonna reinforce this, he's gonna reinforce this, just to make your mute's job faster. And then he's also gonna reinforce this wall. Then you're gonna have a Jaeger. Jaeger is gonna set up ADSs, probably somewhere near this general location, like right here. He's gonna set one up there, and your Jaeger will reinforce this wall. So that way, people who are looking down the far end of that hallway don't just shoot you as you try to get to safety. And then he'll set up a final ADS in here, in this location. And then your final operator is going to be some sort of area denial or crowd control. So someone like a Lesion, a Smoke, an Echo, they're going to be sitting here and just patrolling this room from the angles that they need to. And basically, like the Smoke, hey, someone's coming from the right. Smoke thingy. They can no longer push. And then by preventing them from pushing, you can always wrap around to this side to defend if your Thunderbird needs help. Or, while this thing is smoked off and they think that they can't push, then your Thunderbird can walk up, try and grab some attention, and then you shoot at them from this part of the hallway, and now they're in a crossfire. And that's basically how you're going to play that area denial. If you're going to play an Echo, like to throw up a yokai in this hallway, throw up a yokai in this room, it's like, oh hey, there's a person in this room. You hit them with the yokai, and then you start beating the shit out of them. That's basically how you're going to play that area denial. So you have a mute on the roam, you have a Thunderbird who's anchoring in meeting hall, you have your area denial who's anchoring in kitchen, you have a trap who's in security. You should also probably reinforce this for your area denial. And that's about it. Your final person can really be whoever you want. They're probably going to be holding somewhere in this room if you want them to. Or they're going to be holding somewhere on upstairs, waiting for the right time to come out. So here's
Secure the
how we're
bombs.
gonna start
Down
off
to 10
this.
seconds. 5
You
seconds.
open up this,
You must protect your bombs from being defused by
try and
Op
get
4.
it to about run height, so people can just run through it. And that's gonna be your Thunderbird's job. You open up this hole, and then you just reinforce. Your Thunderbird reinforces that. Reinforces this. Reinforces this. Your smoke, while all that is happening, is going to come through here. Going to reinforce this. 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 And this. Okay, your smoke doesn't have any real setups other than just placing the deployable shield on this wall. So that way you can hide here and then rotate back when you need to. And then your Thunderbird, you're going to place one Kona station in that corner where it can't be seen by attackers. You're going to place your second Kona station in this room, again, where it can't be seen by attackers. And then you're going to place your final one somewhere in this room, probably around here, I'd say. You're going to have a Ella as well. Ella's going to come here, going to reinforce this, reinforce this. And your mute is going to be placing one jammer here, one jammer here, one jammer there, and the final one, like they could block off these stairs with it, but in reality, I don't want the mute to be wasting their jammers here, so we're probably going to be running a Mozzie as well. Mozzie, you're going to set up one pest trap over by the door. You can set up another one over by the thing here, that little drone spot, and then your third one on the stairs. And that should give us not only more flexibility with our mute jammers. Instead of putting it on that staircase, you can go ahead and put it elsewhere, like one there, giving complete coverage of that room. But also, your Mozzie is a pretty good fragging character, and since they don't have any setups and they just need to set out these pests, they can go ahead and handle the one hatch that's in here, and it's in the meeting hall, right through here. So now you have an Ella who can roam, you have a mute or a Mozzie who can hold angles. I'd probably say Mozzie holds the angles since he can see more with the drones that he has. And then, like for example, he has a drone set up here in this cubby. It watches out over the entire room. Oh hey, there's people coming in, and they're walking this way. So if he's holding in here, he can be like, hey, there are people coming. And then he throws out his doors. And that's pretty much how you're going to want to play this. You're going to have a Mozzie who's holding over between supply room and electric room. You're going to have a Thunderbird who's playing on this part of the supply room, watching that doorway. You're going to have a Smoke who's watching, a Smoke and Laundry room, who's watching the stairs and any possible breach here. You have a Mute who's roaming, you have an Ella who's roaming, and that should be pretty good coverage.